You all know that I have been super hyped up on the Virginia Tech Hokies. And I think that by the end of the year that they are going to finish as a top 5 defense statistically in the country. I look at their secondary very specifically. Dorian Strong, Manser DeLeone are guys that are going to get drafted in the top 200 picks. DeLeone could be as early as a second rounder. Their defensive line's very physical. And I think that Brent Pry's identity as defensive coordinator has been molding and shaping this team. They're bringing back so many of those guys, and I think that is going to be so critical for their success. But most importantly, we've talked about why they could be a playoff sleeper, an ACC championship sleeper, is because their schedule is super favorable. I think that they're going to kick the crap out of a lot of the teams that they play on their schedule. So give me that one as my first one. I think that Virginia Tech, that defense could be really freaking good, better than people have been hyping them up to be.
Okay, let me give you a another one here very quickly on them. Are they a borderline playoff team?
I think that they are. That's why I'm as pissed as I was that they haven't been in the coaches poll or the AP poll.
I mean, look, I get what you're saying with that. I mean, I do think that they should be ranked. I think that a lot of these rankings get logo watched, but they have been so bad for so long that I don't think people outside of like real true college football fans know enough about Virginia Tech. Like, let me tell you this. I'm on a local beat every day. I go out to practice every day and to talk to some of these guys in the media. Some of them are AP voters, I might add. And their national takes are some of the worst I've heard. I just sit there and be quiet. I don't say anything because me and you come out here and I don't want to cause any issues, but understand that not a lot of people in the South, especially the Southeast, know a lot about Virginia Tech more than me and you do. I do think they're a borderline playoff team. I think they're scratching and clawing. Can they beat a team like Clemson? Can they beat a team like Florida State? Or can they beat a team like Miami? Who knows? But I'm with you. I think that they're going to have a really good season at Virginia Tech, and I think it's going to be good for college football that raucous fan base gets rolling again. I don't think that's a bold take, man. I think
it's probably one of the least spicy ones that I have. Well, top 5 is really ambitious, though. We're talking about here. Top 5 is, they're really beating up on their opponents.
Joe, you have 4 defensive linemen with double-digit tackles for loss coming back this year. I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that bold. When we talked about them in reference to our deep dive, and I was like, God damn, like, man, you're talking about Joe. If Michigan's D line was doing that, we would call them elite. If Georgia's D line was doing that, we'd call them elite. What's the difference with Virginia Tech doing it? It's starting to become the question that people are going to have to ask.
This video is sponsored by the online fitness training camp presented by Chris Gates Fitness. When I first started talking about Chris, about partnering with our show, not only was I excited to have a fitness sponsor for our pod, but more importantly, when I found out about how he can help people achieve their goals, I was even more bought in, because when the football season starts, it is so tough to stay on top of things and also to be able to enjoy yourself on Saturdays when it's game day. With Chris Gates Fitness's online training camp, you're going to be able to effectively stay focused, consistent, burn fat, build muscle, and do it with a like-minded community of individuals working towards the same thing. On top of this, you're going to be able to get direct coaching from Chris and the ability to ask him questions with an access to a live Q&A where you can get direct personalized support from Chris himself. Don't wait any longer. If you're trying to get in shape during this fall and you want to be able to do it with the right support system, head on over to chrisgatesfitness.com/training camp or click the link in the description. And you need to do it today because you can get the first month. Personal training is expensive, folks. The first month for only $10 when you use that code RuffinoJoe. Don't wait any longer. Head on over there. BetOnline remains your top spot for all of your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, NHL are all in full swing. BetOnline is your number one source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions with both desktop and mobile access at any time. Head to BetOnline today and use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for 50% off your first deposit. That is a 50% welcome bonus. BetOnline, where the game starts.